Do you have questions on how to properly care for your pet? When is the right time to get your pet spayed or neutered? Or maybe you're looking for a place for your pet to stay while you go on vacation. Mapleview Animal Hospital. Dr. Bader from Mapleview Animal Hospital gives you great advice for your pets. Mapleview Animal Hospital on Panther Drive at the corner of Riley and 136th on Holland's North Side. And on the web at mapleviewanimalhospital.net. Mapleview Animal Hospital. They love your pet like you do.
This is WHTC in Holland. Time now for Talk of the Town, the program in which you, the listeners, participate with your telephone calls. Our Talk of the Town number is 395-1450. Our guest this morning is a former rocket scientist. His name is Jim Walters. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Actually, he was a rocket scientist, and he was an engineer for quite a long time with the outfit, weren't you?
Yes, I worked in the aerospace industry in California for 6 years, and then I worked at Smith's Aerospace, now called GE Aerospace, in Kentwood for about 5 years as well.
Mm-hmm. And now you'd like to perform magic in Lansing.
Yes, I would. I'm basically, like I say, I'm a native Michigander. I went to the University of Michigan. I'm an engineer sort of by nature and by training. I like to look at problems, figure out solutions, build a consensus how to solve those problems, and then get the job done. And I've got a track record of doing that over many years. I'm now retired. I'm no longer working as an engineer, but I feel those same abilities translate well to our political situation in Michigan, which I think is in very, very tough shape right now.
So, what would be the first thing that you'd like to work on if you got to Lansing as a state senator?
I think there's several things, but the one that I find most important is public education. We've been disinvesting in public education for years in Michigan, and it's really shown in our state. The per capita income we used to be one of the wealthiest states in the country, and now we're somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Same has happened with our educational performance of our students. We used to be one of the top academic states in the country, and that performance has fallen off miserably. In fact, I think last I heard we're like 30th in terms of academic performance, and the trend is still downward. So the disinvestment in education has been horrible in Michigan. I think, for instance, when I graduated from university, because I worked in the dormitory, helped pay for my education, and then I worked summer jobs at a steel mill and at a chemical company, I was able to get out of college with no college debt. And the reason was because the state at that time picked up pretty much 80% of my educational costs in college. I picked up 20%. Now it's pretty much the complete opposite. The state is picking up about 20%, and the students are picking up 80%, and they're coming out of college with huge college debts. And many of them are leaving the state because the state, the average wage in the state is falling and falling and falling. So these kids are looking for opportunities. They're going to other places that are with greener pastures.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the education thing is the one that I would really like to focus on in Michigan. We've got to reinvest in education. I think the sort of the Tea Party mentality is that we're going to cut our way to prosperity. I think that's just horribly, horribly wrong. You cannot cut your way to prosperity. We have to invest in our students. We have to invest in our state, and that's the only way we're going to turn things around.
And that takes money.
State. It does take money, and I think, that's nobody wants to talk about that, but and understandably, because I think the middle class is just tapped out. The middle class can't absorb any more of the tax burden. But we used to have a graduated income tax where, the high-end people paid much higher rate of taxes.
Well,
now
91%.
Yeah, 91%. That has dropped drastically. In fact, now people that make much of their income from capital gains investments pay lower taxes than as Warren Buffett says, than their secretaries do on a percentage basis. And that it's hurt us,
Mm-hmm.
So that's an area where the revenue really needs to get straightened out. We need to straighten out that side of the revenue